Good morning and welcome to Bay Area Focus. I'm your host, Michelle Griego. We have a great show today. We're going to talk about storytelling workshops, home repair resources, and college readiness programs. But first, we'll hear from the Bay Area's Arab Cultural and Community Center. Please welcome Zaynah Hindi and Sara Haj-Hassan to the program. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks for having us.
All right, so this is exciting, the 8th Annual Arab Women's Conference. It's a very unique gathering. Tell me about it.
Yeah, so this year we're very excited to be hosting our 8th Annual Arab Women's Conference, which every year seeks to bring together the entire community to celebrate, highlight, and feature the work, the empowering work that women are doing, Arab women are doing in this country. Sure,
and there's a theme in this year's conference?
Yes, this year's theme is Arab women and the media. So we're featuring an all-star lineup of young Arab women who are involved in various fields of media, from field journalism to social media organizing to spreading good news from our homelands. So,
sure. Does it talk a lot about stereotypes too?
Yeah, so a big focus of the conference is kind of spreading our narrative, challenging dominant and mainstream narratives of our communities and putting our own stories out there, which I think is a really important part of the work that we do at the Cultural Center as a whole, and that, you know, a role that Arab women play in the media.
Sure, and getting a lot of women together has to be fun, right?
It's a lot of fun. Women and everyone.
Men,
yeah, the
anyone.
conference is open, which is one of the greatest things I think about the program, is it brings together folks from all over the Bay Area as well as from abroad, regardless of age or gender or nationality.
Sure, that's great. Okay, so the center's first Community Wellness Day is coming up as well. You have a lot going on.
We have a lot going on, yeah. Sara can tell you a little bit more about the Wellness Day, which is coming up.
It's our first ever Wellness Day in the community. We're really excited about it. It's open to everybody, even though it's hosted by the Arab Cultural and Community Center. So anybody from any nationality, documentation status, gender can come by on April 4th. There'll be screenings, medical professionals that people can consult with, and then also we're offering the opportunity for people to enroll in health coverage, and also we'll refer them to different clinics, free clinics, if they can't afford to otherwise. So we're really excited about that.
Yeah, so April 4th is the Wellness Day, but you also have a wellness program that runs year-round.
Year-round, yeah. It's the wellness program kind of touches on mental, spiritual, and physical health. So we try to have a more holistic approach. So it includes case management. So if people in the community, you know, are having trouble accessing housing, food benefits, legal matters, immigration, things like that, we help them out in that way. We also have a therapy program that's linguistically and culturally centered. And we're actually the only organization in Northern California to provide domestic violence case management for Arabic speakers, which is really important because there are already so many barriers to accessing services in situations like that. And so it's really important to provide the linguistic capabilities and the comfort, the cultural comfort and understanding that, you know, allow survivors to approach us.
Sure, as you said, I mean, it's really hard for people to come forward about domestic violence, and so language is not a barrier when it comes to the center.
And our approach is very culturally centered, so we don't ever force a certain outcome. We really respect the survivors' wishes, what they want, and we support them in that.
So there is a campaign going on, Take on Hate.
Yeah, so the Arab Cultural and Community Center is actually the field organizer for the San Francisco branch of the National Campaign to Take on Hate, which is a nationwide multi-year grassroots campaign, a project of the National Network for Arab American Communities that was just launched last year. And the campaign is basically to challenge the acceptability, the growing acceptability of anti-Arab and anti-Muslim discrimination and bigotry, and to say it is unacceptable for hate crimes and racism and discrimination to be perpetrated against any community, and the Arab community is not an exception to that.
And there's a big Arab population here in the Bay Area.
Yes, yeah. The numbers, so one challenge actually that our community faces and has faced historically here is we are not counted on the census as a separate category. Arabs are considered white on the census.
Really? So that's what you have to check.
Getting accurate numbers is actually very difficult, which makes it hard to access resources for our communities because we don't have a really good way of keeping track of our actual numbers and representing that. But we do, our center, the Arab Cultural and Community Center, did pioneer a study a couple of years ago with California College of the Arts to kind of do a demographic study of Arabs in the Bay Area. Sure. So we have a community of around 185,000 here in the Bay Area.
Wow.
With very, very diverse needs and backgrounds. And
sure.
Yeah.
So you do have a program also for youth empowerment.
Yeah, that we have a couple youth tracks within the center. There's a lot of work to be done with youth, but our youth empowerment program is run in 2 San Francisco high schools, Wallenberg High School and Mission High School. So every week our youth coordinator goes in and helps the students start Arab cultural clubs to address leadership development, other issues youth might be facing in high school, college prep, and kind of, put together a space where students can gather. And students they come from all over the place, really.
Well, that's great.
Yeah.
It sounds like the center is doing some really good things. Zaynah, Sara, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thanks for having
For
us.
information on the Arab Cultural and Community Center, just log on to arabculturalcenter.org. Again, that's arabculturalcenter.org. Coming up, a nonprofit that gives young people the tools they need to share their stories. We'll be right back.